back last Sunday from Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and England. It's my 4th consecutive trip in 4 years to that part of the world, Central Europe. I've just got a background, a yichus, which fortunately goes back to many countries because of where my ancestors come from. And so I have a connection to all those places. So we have a connection to something or other, and that's the important thing. So we can all connect today, and please feel free to ask any questions or stop me and say, where's that picture? Because the first thing, when I came in and I put it up, people said, where's that picture? So that's a shul in northeast Poland near Bialystok, or Białystok, as some people would say. But fun enough, it's actually closer to the Belarusian border. And in the old days, at some other stage, it was part of the Grodno Gubernur, which unfortunately for genealogists today is in Belarus. So if you want to research anything, which I have had to do, you can't do it in Poland, although it physically exists in Poland. So that's one of the problems you have as genealogists, or as I call myself, a mishpachologist, is that you really think a place is a place. So I was at the Tenement Museum in New York last year, and you go for a nice little tour to the sweatshop, and you learn all about schleppers and so on. And then you see a printed up thing, and it says, everybody there came from Russia and from Austria. And I thought, gee, there's a lot of people from Austria. It's not a big country. Why are they from Austria? And then I quizzed the girl. You've got to be very careful, because Austria was the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, not Austria. And Russia's not Russia. Russia generally was the Pale of settlement. So if you understand those terms, and you want to study more about where you're from and where you're headed, you've got to know what those terms mean in what era, etc. So there's a bit of my hacking. So I just want to give you a little bit of an editorial, which I'm going to read out. You can read yourselves, in actual fact. So we look at the past through what we see today. That's what I attempt to do through when I photograph and blog my travels. Jews lived in Poland for nearly 1,000 years. We were nearly totally destroyed, but survived. 96% of Lithuanian Jews, Litvaks, were murdered, the highest proportion of any country. Obviously, the numbers weren't as big as Poland, but percentage-wise, it was the biggest one. There are complexities and many emotions visiting and portraying these countries today. And I know that coming from South Africa, where most South African, who were 95% were Litvaks, came long before the Holocaust. In Australia, you've got Polacks, you've got Magyars, who were mostly children of Holocaust survivors. It's quite a different feeling in the two different countries, and of course I understand and appreciate and empathize with the emotions. Through all this massive destruction, my photographs reflect some positive signs I hope for the future. I've met with people who have got spark and who want to make a difference. I'm happy to share what I see and do with others using technology, the internet and social networks. I can only show a few of these things today, and you can access everything through a very simple thing, elirab.me, elirab.me. You can put the HTTP in front of it if you want to, but elirab.me.